Hello, I'm ABX and welcome back to Seed Sunday. Seed Sunday is a weekly series I run on my channel where I usually show you seeds, Minecraft Xbox and Minecraft PlayStation, which are particularly unique and worth checking out in some way. However, today I have something very special and unique for you because I have the first ever Minecraft Pocket Edition Seed Sunday. So, because the console edition is going to have all of its seeds change with the next update anyway, and the 0.13 update did just come out for the Pocket Edition, I thought I'd show you an amazing seed which not only has the new 0.13 feature, but is also just a great seed in general that I really do think you should check out. So yeah, since this is kind of the trial Pocket Edition Seed Sunday, I'd very much appreciate a like on the video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me want to see more stuff like this. But let's get straight into the video, shall we? So yeah, I basically came across this seed because I wanted a seed for a Let's Play I was doing a Mob Crush, and I ended up, finding a seed which said, 2 villages and a desert temple, and I was like, okay, that sounds like it's kind of nice, but, it's probably going to be really far away. But when I load up the seed, it's actually so compact and more compact than I've ever seen before, and if you want to know what the seed is, I'll put it on screen right now and in the description. It's really, really great because you don't just spawn in a village, you spawn on a village. So yeah, really, really cool, kind of opening to a seed. Just look at this, I'm on top of a village, and that's where you'll spawn. So this means you get a really great view of what's around you. It's a good vantage point, and it's just a nice way to spawn. It means you hop down rather than hopping up, and I don't know, to me that's nice. It's not something that happens too often, so it's a nice little treat when it does happen. But it's also great because, the first village you spawn in, it's not just nearby. Like I said, you're literally on top of it, and the second village, again, not just nearby, it's literally just over there. And if that doesn't make things crazier, just, a few blocks away from that, just over the mound over there, you can see a desert temple, and all of this is within literally 100 and something blocks of the spawn. So very, very close by, very, very cool and crazy, and I think that's pretty cool and awesome. So yeah, that's what you can hope to find around your areas of the seed, and I think that's pretty awesome. But what else, is going on with the seed to make it so great? So let's first of all talk about the village you spawn in, because, obviously, besides just being a village full of these weird dudes running around, it's also a pretty, cool thing to look at, because, coming from the console edition or the PC edition where there are desert villages, it's really interesting how there is just the one type of village, but it's really interesting when this spawns right on the fault line between a desert, biome and a plains biome. So you end up with this really weird situation where you have stuff like this, that's just floating in midair, but yet there's a bridge which goes straight to the well, which again is in midair, and, like I said, it goes straight between the, the plains biome here to the desert here, and it has this really, really weird result that I think's awesome to look at, and I think if you wanted to set up a house in a village, this would be the one for you. But it also has a blacksmith, so yeah, within 20 seconds of spawn, you can be going here, you can get yourself some pretty cool stuff, including some brown carpet in one of the cool Pocket Edition exclusives, but then you can get yourself some cool stuff from the chest, which is pretty useful. You get some armor, you get some full that stuff. Apparently I can't show you because we're in creative, but still, it's pretty nice. So again, also, spawning in a village gives you the really nice advantage of getting all the free food. I mentioned that a lot, but it really is one less worry to deal with when you're in, when you're playing Minecraft. It's like, do I want to deal with trying to go find some animals to kill or die? No, you got that all sorted for you right here. And then if that's not enough for you, if one village just doesn't satiate the need, you've got a second one just nearby, and they're so close that you could probably link them. Like, imagine if you just extend that pathway going this way, you could link the two villages, and if you have some houses here, probably no one would notice that they're two separate villages unless they looked really carefully. And that's what I think is really awesome about this village placement. It's not just two villages, it's two villages within, like throwing stones distance from each other, like spitting distance, whatever you want to call it, a really close distance that you can get to really, really, really fast. So yeah, pretty awesome like that. This village, it's not so great, it doesn't have the blacksmith chest, but it is pretty interesting because, it's in the same kind of area where it's just next to a bunch of stuff, and it's a more traditional village with some more planters. Again, good stuff here if you want it. Because there are no trading just yet, it's not too useful, but it's still kind of nice like that. But then finally, the third awesome component of two villages and a temple, you can probably guess if it's not two villages, it's going to be the temple. So yeah, we just fly all the way over here. Like I said, if you just go over this mound and then, find a way into this place, you can hop into a desert temple. And this desert temple is almost, buried in, like, if there was just a few more sand blocks, it'd be entirely buried. So if you want to have like a secret desert temple under some sand, you could probably just, grab yourself a few sacks of sand, cover this whole thing, and it's going to be pretty awesome. But, you can also just head in through the top, and that's awesome. So, as with the desert temples on any other platform, or, in any, just as with all desert temples, you get yourself a decent selection of loot. I found diamonds here on my first time. I believe it's randomly generated, but if it's not, you'll find yourself some diamonds, which I think is pretty swell. And yeah, just in general, cool source of stained clay. I mean, it's got the one blue stained clay and a bunch of orange. Cool source of sandstone, and a cool source of loot, which is a nice little thing to find this close to the spawn. And yeah, I think that's pretty great. So let's just hop out and let's stare at it. That is the desert temple, this close, so it's just there, this close to the two villages, which can be connected. You could connect the three things without too much effort, and that's what I think is great about this. But this isn't where the seed ends, because, although villages and temples are great, they're really just a great start to a seed. The reason I think the seed is great beyond that is because it has all of my favorite biomes in this perfect intersection right next to spawn. So yeah, spawn is just over there on the house, which again is right between a plains biome and a desert biome. But it's really great because even though these two biomes are two of my favorite, desert for building, plains for getting all the mobs, it also has the third, a third awesome biome, which is the combination of the two, right next to it, which is the savannah. So savannah is kind of the best of both worlds when it comes to, when it comes to deserts and it comes to plains. They're slightly less flat than deserts because obviously they have trees, and they're slightly, more weird color and, like slightly slower spawn rate than the regular plains. But the awesome thing about these is the fact that you'll get yourself some acacia wood, you'll have no rain, you have a reasonably flat area to build, you chop down a few trees, and then look how flat this area is. It doesn't seem amazingly flat, but compared to other places, like having a flat area this big means you just don't have to worry about stuff, and it's just generally great to build in. So yeah, there's a savannah biome just over here, pretty great, no rain and stuff. There's the desert biome just over here. Pretty great, again, no rain, and even more flat if you don't want to deal with even trees, chopping down like 6 or 7 trees is just too much for you. And then we got the plains biome when you need those animals, because you no doubt will. You need leather sometimes, you need pork sometimes, and you can get all of these things this close to the spawn. And, even if you want to go further, you find all the other biomes within a decent distance to spawn, which just makes this great. It's all the biomes you want in the perfect spawn, with all the things you want, the chests, as far as that stuff goes, and as well as the village, and it's just a great thing all around, and that is Seed Sunday right there. So, yeah, I hope you did all enjoy the first ever Pocket Edition Seed Sunday. If you did like it, please do like it and let me know. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, including Seed Sunday, which is coming back after TU31 for consoles, and maybe it becomes a thing for Pocket Edition. No, we'll find out with the comments. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a nice day. This was my first ever live Seed Sunday. I streamed this on Mob Crush, so yeah, we'll see how that went, and goodbye, everybody.